Recently, we looked at some minions in video games that were so cute that we almost couldn't slaughter them. Almost. Then we asked if you could think of any other adorable little creatures that live purely to be mown down by the so-called heroes of the video gaming world. And boy did you deliver. So here are your picks of the monsters and minions so heart-wrenchingly adorable that it actually hurt to eviscerate them. See, we're the real victims here.
Hey! Yeah! Enough!
If you want cutesy creatures, Disney does it best. Commenter Azure Flame Virus knows that all too well, saying, "Outside Xtra, what about the Heartless from Kingdom Hearts? I've always wanted a Shadow Heartless in my pocket." And who wouldn't? In the Kingdom Hearts series, the Heartless are enemies whose hearts have been taken over by darkness, and not in a cool Batman way. In an uncool Batman way.
You mean like in a Robin way?
Yes. The Heartless come in all shapes and sizes, but the most common are the Shadow Heartless. With their long pointy feet, clawed hands and antennae, these excitable little beasts are, on paper, terrifying. Thanks, however, to their over-large heads and glowing eyes, the Shadow Heartless end up looking pretty damn adorable. It's hard to feel mad at them as they scamper towards you, so you'll feel like a proper meanie when you batter them into oblivion with a giant key.
Yeah, farewell!
Also, these critters are tiny. It's not like they're working together as some big horrible worm monster. Alright, that's it. You're getting the key.
Lots of you referenced the internal struggle that comes when you face off against an enemy that's usually known as man's best friend. Among these commenters was Jack is Back, who says, "I basically struggle to kill any enemy dogs, 'cause dogs." Commenter Kanakan widens the taxonomical net, saying, "It hurts me every time I have to kill a dog or wolf, or any canine-like animal in a game. It hurts us too, folks. Dogs are so often our helpers in games, looking out for us and having our back. In fact, we love dogs so much that having a doggy companion is often a massive selling point for a game. However, more often than not, we end up having to murder a whole ton of them, from enemy-trained hounds to wild wolves that, to be fair, are just acting out of pure instinct." It's not their fault I'm so delicious. Dogs are officially the worst minion to be forced to kill, and in our book, a game gets bonus points if it lets us avoid killing them, maybe by knocking them out in Dishonored, or just by running as fast as our legs can carry us in the opposite direction. Good thing dogs aren't known for running really fast. I'll be right back.
For some reason, whenever you turn anything into a Lego character, it immediately becomes literally the most adorable thing ever. Even Darth Vader. BGM Reviews reminded us of this scientifically proven fact, saying, "If it's Lego, it gets tricky. Cute, but studs. Am I really going to get the stud goal on this level? I don't know unless I kill everything. But it's so cute." Apart from Jar Jar. Best achievement ever. Yup, it certainly gets more difficult to deal with an enemy's minions when those minions are presented in Lego form. I mean, I never thought I'd hesitate when it came to fighting Death Eaters. And fighting as Batman felt steadily less heroic as we ploughed through wave after wave of the brick-based minions sent by his enemies. And he properly breaks them into pieces. Like, doesn't that go against Batman's whole don't murder thing?
The Lego loophole.
All that said, as BGM Reviews hinted, even the cuteness inherent in Lego can't quite make us love Jar Jar Binks. And indeed, players were rewarded with an achievement for smashing up his Gungan face 20 times. Sadly, we don't have time to show all 20 breakages, but we do have enough time for... how many do you reckon?
Oh, maybe 6?
Okay, 6.
Nintendo is the master of crafting adorable enemies you feel terrible for stomping on. But there's one franchise in particular many of you cried out for us to include. Atom Tom is one such commenter who notes, not a single Kirby enemy. I mean, just look at Waddle Dees happily wandering around the levels. You just want to let them live and move on. Yes, when you run around Dreamland, Waddle Dees are perhaps the most common enemy you encounter. You can see they're aptly named with their endearing little waddle, and they have lovable little pear-shaped bodies that you just want to poke. These bumbling baddies aren't even especially aggressive. They don't make a beeline for you, instead they're just happy to wander along, admiring the ambient beauty of Dreamland. They only cause you damage if they actually bump fully into you, and even then, they die. It's like when a honeybee stings someone. They're not Waddle Dees, they're Waddle Bees! If you thought that was unfair, just wait till you hear this. Kirby might look cute, but if a Waddle Dee gets in his way, he won't hesitate to unhinge that giant marshmallowy jaw and inhale them whole, absorbing their very essence. I mean, Kirby, have you ever thought about just saying, "Excuse me"? Manners cost nothing.
Often that you find the words Dark Souls and cute in the same sentence. I mean, not much about the game's whole deal is, well, cute. But several of you found one minion monster in Dark Souls to be very sweet indeed, including commenter Michael Brigham, who said, "Mushroom babies from Dark Souls." Dark Souls veterans will recognise a mushroom child as the stumpy resident of several of the game's dingier areas, including the frankly horrible Great Hollow, a miserable tree where you encounter these somehow endearing mushroom kids and their stumpy little legs. They're basically what you'd get if you combined a mushroom with the fatty adipose from the Doctor Who series. Oh no wait, that's a risotto. The mushroom children may look harmless, but like just about everything in Dark Souls, they pack a surprising punch. By the time they've landed a few hits, you'll be less concerned with their cutesy appearance and more interested in dicing them into stir-fry. And expect the last dregs of your sympathy to drain away entirely when you encounter the mushroom parent, which looks like what would happen if you sprinkled your allotment with anabolic steroids. Is he really a mushroom? Because he's not a fun guy.
Boo! Boo.
Should you two be here?
A tonberry?
Quite so. A tonberry through and through. Now should you children be this far afield?
Some of the minions on this list aren't just hard to kill because they're cute, they're just plain hard to kill. Ms. Vol Warrior comments, tonberries. Nuff said. The tonberries are a long-standing foe from Final Fantasy. They're distinguished from other ghoulish Final Fantasy monsters by their creepily cute lizard faces and big amber eyes. Although they look like flimsy baby dinosaur wizards, tonberries are not to be trifled with, and their chief combat strategy, which is to move patiently towards their enemies and then stab them up close with a kitchen knife, is just about the least adorable thing ever. Best enjoyed at a distance then. A real big distance.
There's nothing you can do now. There it goes. Yeah, it's a hit. Oh, is it down and out?
It's hard to think of a game franchise that asks you to fall in love with some creatures and then smack their heads in as much as that suggested by commenter Generic Weeb. How about most of the Pokemon? Except Mimikyu. We agree that Mimikyu, the Pokemon that desperately wants to be loved like Pikachu, is probably too creepy to even think about attacking. But that restraint doesn't seem to apply anywhere else in the Pokemon world, where adorable animals encountered in the wild are pounded into submission as a matter of course, and all in the name of strengthening your own captive pocket monsters. Sorry Pidgey, but if I'm going to get my next gym badge, I need to scratch you nearly to death. We say nearly to death because defeated Pokemon aren't killed, they just faint. But this distinction doesn't make us feel much better when we're flamethrowering an Oddish until it passes out from its injuries. That said, you haven't technically killed anything, which means Batman would probably be cool with it.
Haha! Loophole! Wow! Take it down with one hit!
So there are some minions that you thought were too cute to destroy, and frankly, we agree with you, they're adorable. But you know what's not too cute to destroy? That like button. Hit that as hard as you can. Also, you should check out these videos here. Selection, wonderful, excellent playlists for you to enjoy. And maybe you should also destroy this subscribe button if you haven't already. This magical subscribe button that will magically tell you about all the adorable videos that we put up. Because we're adorable, right? Yeah? Yeah? Yeah! Yeah! Thanks. Bye.